Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to do the update for Pando's eyeshadows. I am working on 4 shadows at a time and I have randomized them amongst my whole collection, and yeah, let's just see where we're at. My only goal, except for, trying to hit pan, is that if I use a shadow 10 times, I may roll it out if I have hit pan on something else in that palette. I have this rule because some shadows are really hard to hit pan on, but I still want that pan, So that's why I wanted to at least hit pan in the palette, but I don't necessarily have to use the specific shade too many times if it's just way too hard. So let's go through the shadows in the order that I rolled them in. And the first shade comes from this palette right here. This is from Odins Eye. This is the Cat's Breath palette. I was working on the brown shadow in here, but I realized very quickly that I wanted to hit pan on something else. So I used it 11 times. I have been working on the gold shade and I've used it for a total of 4 times. Last time I had only used it once, and this is what it's looking like right now. So you can see that I have hit pretty big pan here. This was the one I rolled in, and we can see a little bit of a dip, so that's good. This is why I also want to, use the shadow at least 10 times, because in many cases you can see at least some difference, but in this case I'm just using too many browns in several projects. So I decided to go over to this soft shade here, Cold Soft. And yeah, that's where we're at. So this one is rolling out. The next shadow we have is from the Papyrus palette from ZC. I was working on the shade 14, which is a pretty nice, dark purpley shade. And this is what it looked like last time. I hadn't used it at all, and this is what it looks like right now. So hopefully you can see that we have just a little tiny dip. Well, it's not much of a dip, it's more of a disturbance, I would say, but it kind of looks like a dip when I hold it up, but yeah, no, it's not really a dip. Used it 4 times. This is really a nice shade, but last month I kind of got burnt out by this kind of shade because I was using it like every single day because I had 2 other projects, kind of just like this. So I'm happy with 4 uses and it looking at least used. Let's see if we can actually get some more use until the finale next month. This is the next palette I've been working on. This is from Seattle, London, and it's called I Am a Woman, What's Your Superpower? I rolled in the shade May Jemison, and it was barely touched when I rolled it in. I have used it 17 times this month. And I am very happy to announce that I have pan in here. This is a lovely shade. I used it in my crease, and I just enjoyed it a lot. Well, I guess you could imagine, since I used it 17 times, it was not hard at all to use it. I could use it in the evening, I could use it during day. It's a very easy shade for me, and I think this kind of shade has kind of replaced the brown this year. Last year I was really into browns, but this year, or these last months, I have really been enjoying mauve shades like this. And I gotta say, I love this formula. I love that it's very soft, and well, I guess there's a bit of a kick up here, but I just feel like the mattes are so soft. I love it. I have been using some of the shimmers here as well, and they're gorgeous. They're really nice. I would love to work more on this, but for now, this is leaving this project. And we're moving on to the last shade, which is from my Tartlet in Bloom by Tarte. I have been working on the shade Smarty Pants, and it doesn't always happen, but this month I have been able to reach for some other shades in this palette, which is, the best situation to be in, where I don't only use one shade, but, get some love on the whole palette. So I have been using this 12 times, which I think is a good amount of times to be using a shade during a month. 12 times, not bad, especially when I couldn't really use it together with the mauve shade. So yeah, I'm very happy. But this is what it looks like right now. So 12 times and you can hardly see a dip. And this is despite of the fact that this is also kind of a soft shade. Like I thought I would have much more of a dip in 12 uses. I mean, I use quite a lot of it in my crease when I use it. So yeah, I'm a little bit astonished actually. I have been using especially this shade a couple of times, and also I think this one, just, you know, when I didn't want to reach for another palette just for that kind of shade. But yeah, let's see if we can get an even bigger dip until the finale next month. And those were the 4 shades. So 2 are staying in, 2 are rolling out. I think that's pretty good. Now let's talk pan percentage. Some things have happened in my collection this past month. I haven't brought in any new palettes, but I have hit pan in 10 shadows, which took me from a pan percentage of 18% to 18.92%. And I also decluttered 10 powder eyeshadows. I actually decluttered more, but I had some liquid shadows in there, and that's not in this project since I want to hit pan. So by decluttering those 12 shadows, I went up a little bit further to 19.13%. So my pan percentage went up by 1.13%. Hopefully, and I really didn't count on this in the beginning of the year, but maybe we could actually reach 20% by the end of this year. I mean, I am pretty certain that I will get some more eyeshadow palettes into my collection by the end of the year, but maybe we can reach that 20% goal anyway. Maybe. I hope so. I really hope so. So let's move on to the last part, which is deciding 2 new shades, 2 new palettes to roll into this project. And let's see what damage we can do on those until the last update next month. So we will only have like 1 month to work on these. So I don't expect to hit too many pans until next time, but you know, we can still get some use. So I have my spin the wheel app here, and let's randomize for 2 new palettes. And the first one is the Gloss Gods Vintage Glam, my favorite palette right now. I'm very into like mauve and purpley shades, so it's straight up my alley. And the Catrice Pro Peach Origin. Nice. I'm excited. I'm gonna get those for us. So here I am again with the 2 palettes that I will be working on, the Pro Peach from Catrice and the Vintage Glam remixed by Gloss Gods. So let's randomize from the Pro Peach palette first. It has 14 shades and we will get number 6. So let's take a look at this. I have 1 pan showing in here, but I haven't touched the rest of the palette. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I wonder how this is looking. I'm thinking, yeah, it's a champagne shade, which is a very easy shade to work on for me. Although I have another champagne-y shimmer to work on this month, but I think I'm pretty close to pan on that one. So maybe we can get some pretty good use on this one. This looks really good. I've been so impressed by the Catrice shimmers lately, so I can't wait to play around with this one. I'm always a little bit thrown off with these like zebra patterns. They have it there and they have it over here as well. Like, I never know exactly what to expect, and I'm not a fan of that. But this was gorgeous. I'm very happy with this. Okay, so next up we have the Vintage Glam Remixed. We have 12 shades in here. So let's randomize. There we go. 9. So 4, 8, 9. Okay. This is one of the harder shades for me. And the question is if this is a little bit too much Nah, it's not too much like the other one that I'm working on. Let's watch the others. We have the purpley shade here. So this is the one I thought might be a little bit too similar, but I'm like, no, this is not similar at all. This is much more purpley. This is much more of a bronzy, I would say a bronzy reddish tone. And the last shade is from this Tartlet in Bloom palette, the Smarty Pants shade. And this one is a brown. This is what it looks like here, but it doesn't really show up that much in the crease. So these are the shades that I'm working on. I like this. I love gloss gods. I love this palette so much. I am very excited to be working on that one. These two, this one and the Pro Peach, like these will work so well together. The Champagne shimmer is a little bit I would say to the pinkish side, so these two together will it will be perfect. So that's really nice though that I get some shimmers by the end, because maybe we can actually hit some pan. Maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe. So that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and that I'll see you in the next video. Have a great evening. Bye.